Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
When the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, I'll be waiting, stench wrench in hand. Welcome to Comedy Bang Bang. Thanks to the Voblex. The Voblex is back.
I haven't understood
a single word I've said. By the way, if this is the first time listening to Comedy Bang Bang, you are lost.
Stench wrench, don't get it.
Don't get it.
The Voblex, you seem very familiar.
Yep. I keep a Voblex under my bed, of course, as we all know.
I ended up hanging my pajamas on it.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No, I'm not talking to you.
Well, that's rude.
I will talk to you in a second, though.
Okay. I thought you were just shy, and that's why you weren't looking at me.
Oh, hi. I'm a shy little boy. Welcome to the show.
Oh, look at you. I won't bite you.
Okay.
I will bite you. Oh! Can I tell you a story? I want to share with you a story about
please.
a small child.
By the way, Paul F. Tompkins is here.
Oh, hi. This is a little girl at the age of 4.
Okay.
The child of some dear friends of
Joseph
myself.
and Mary?
Oh, yeah. Now you've sussed out my story. Of course, I want to tell the story of the baby
Jesus'
Yeah,
birth.
Yeah.
Did you say a little girl, by the way?
I'm a little girl of 5 years old. Yeah.
Well, I had long hair.
Obviously, it's the story of the nativity.
It is the holiday season. Okay, a little girl, 4 years old.
We had
Little girl.
We had two. What? We had two couples over to our home for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
One of these couples has.
A pilgrim and an Indian.
That's right. What are you picking out there to be the pilgrim and the Indian? When I say we had two couples,
I'm imagining Thanksgiving.
right?
It's, you're trying to bring these two people together again.
So, but two couples. Do you think two couples is two people?
I mean, a pilgrim couple and an Indian couple.
Oh, I see. My mistake. Oh,
or two couples who are married, a pilgrim and an Indian, because that would be the true spirit of Thanksgiving.
like mixed couples.
Yeah, exactly.
One Indian marries one pilgrim.
Yeah.
and then one pilgrim marries one Indian.
So it's a pilgrim man and a pilgrim woman.
That's right.
And they marry
Yeah.
an Indian man and an Indian man.
That's right.
And you would think that they would get together.
That's right.
But instead, it's a pilgrim man.
So we have
an
one
Indian
gay
woman.
couple.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so you have a pilgrim man.
Pilgrim man marries an Indian man.
Indian man. And
Pilgrim woman marries
yes,
Indian man.
Yeah, exactly. And they have a good time.
Oh, they have a great time. They have a great time because the first Thanksgiving is so long ago that now they're like, can you believe? First of all, Indians, God bless you for still being around.
Native Americans, yeah. I mean, thanks for coming off the reservation for this Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and for being so open-minded. You don't mind hanging out with pilgrims after.
That's right. And pilgrims, even better that they're still hanging around.
Yeah. Oh, no, they were great people. I wish they were still around.
I really do.
Oh, they were the best pilgrims.
Let's go back to pilgrim times.
Yeah. They had to escape England because things weren't oppressive enough there. They're like, let's start over in a new country and try to oppress as many people as we can.
Yeah, let's do unto them what has been done unto us.
Yeah, with our dumb peasant religion.
Right. That's what it was all about. The pilgrims, they didn't want to study the religion. They didn't want to worship whoever they wanted to worship, right?
Yeah, it was like we are Christian people, and what we want to do is make life miserable for as many people as possible.
So it wasn't about freedom. It wasn't like, hey, we want people to worship whatever they want. It was, we want people to worship what we want to worship.
It was their personal freedom.
Yeah.
And they were driven out of England because England's like, hey, religion's oppressive enough. We got it covered. Mm-hmm. You guys are taking it too far. Mm-hmm. Why does the top of your hat level off?
But make it pointy.
Because they were afraid of being accused of being witches.
Yeah, exactly. And was that the Salem witch trials and everything? People were like, look, witches, we hate how your hats are pointy. Chop them off.
You know what I think it was? I think that you might have something there. And I also think witches, if they wanted to escape persecution, should have just like inverted the tops of their hats.
Yes.
Like if they sent some pilgrims coming with their witch powers.
My witch sense is tingling.
By the pricking of my thumbs.
Oh, the mole on my nose is
buckle-hatted pilgrims
twitching.
this way comes.
I was doing the bard.
the immortal bard.
I was doing a bard parody.
You were bard libbing.
Yeah, I was bard libbing. I was bard libbing.
Shout out to my old teacher, Charlie, for coming up with that phrase from 25 years ago.
Like if you couldn't remember the words to Shakespeare.
If you were in a Shakespeare play
through.
and you were just like, oh, fuck, I can't remember my lines. Then
Right.
you say a bunch of stuff like, forsooth,
Yeah.
I verily methinks.
And I do know that upon this day I shall know the way to go.
Yeah, that's bard libbing. That's some pure bard lib action.
And a little bonus Brian Blessed impression.
I want to get to this story about the 4-year-old in a second, but I feel like we've gone too long in our just riffing, nonsensical riffing. People don't know what they're listening to yet. You're listening to the best of part 1 of Comedy Bang Bang.
Who would start with this?
A lot of people do.
Because they think, oh, well, I'll just listen to the best of.
And a lot of people say, hey, if you're trying to get your friend into this show you like, you say, start with the best ofs. I hear that all the time. So this is probably, there are a lot of people listening to the show for the first time right now, and they don't know what exactly they're listening to. I am the host.
Their friends won't shut up about it.
Right.
They have no interest in listening to it.
And up till now, they have despised it.
Absolutely. Actively despised
Actively
it.
despised what we have just recorded in the last 5 minutes.
You don't think anyone would find it charming? Any first timers?
Perhaps. I think there would be a lot of confused looks to themselves in the mirror because they're listening by themselves.
Yeah, they got
I better get to a mirror so
got
I
the
can
earbuds in.
confused look at myself.
Yeah.
You're listening to Comedy Bang Bang. I am the host, Scott Aukerman, and this is my friend Paul F. Tompkins, who is occasionally on the show. You've
Yes.
been on it a little bit more this year than normal.
I think twice.
I think you've been on twice this year.
Yeah.
But Paul is usually on the best ofs with me. And we are going to be counting down what listeners have voted as the top 15 episodes of Comedy Bang Bang for 2014. And we're going to play clips, large chunks actually from these shows. Excerpts, exactly. Paul, you have said exactly what I am trying to think of.
Thank you.
And you have mind read that from me. And
I just want to help with my mind reading powers.
thank you. We are going to be doing these about 4 episodes at a time. We're going to count down 4 episodes today, and we have 4 of these best of episodes coming out over the next 2 weeks. So we'll have one today, just came out. We'll have one on Christmas Day. We'll have
Christmas Day?
Yes, the one as big as me. We'll have one a week from today on Monday. Will come out part 3, and then part 4 will come out on New Year's Day.
Oh, there we go.
While you're watching the Rose Parade.
There we go.
So Paul and I are going to take everyone through this, and that is what you're going to hear. Today we'll be counting down 15, 14, 13, and 12. So
15, 14, 13, 12. That's 4 episodes, if I'm
4
not much
episodes
mistaken.
right there. All right.
And
Yes.
is that all? Are we just going to hear clips from the ones that the people have voted the best?
It is interesting that you bring that up because
I'm an interesting person.
because normally we would have what I call bonus clips. We're not doing those this year. So thank you for bringing that up.
Because it's work.
You know what? I felt like it was cheating. And as we know, cheaters never prosper.
How did you feel like it was cheating?
Well, because people vote for these episodes.
Right.
They say they're great episodes,
Right.
and we want to hear these clips and these clips only. And then I come in here and I say, forget about it. I want to play whatever clips I want to play, and then I just play a haphazard collection of bonus clips.
2 things. Number 1, you just said haphazard. It's haphazard.
Oh, is it?
And also, my wife says haphazard.
Really?
And she says haphazardly. Yes.
And now I thought I was being formal and proper by saying that because normally I would say haphazard.
It's haphazard.
And no one can say haphazard?
No, that's a different word. Don't you think that haphazard sounds more like the thing that you're trying to say, like your thing you're trying to describe?
Well, I mean, I know it has the word hazard in it, which
I think you really want to get that
baby.
word hazard in there.
Did I just spill something all over?
You did not. It was an empty glass.
Ah, thank you.
Unless it was the ghost of a glass of water.
Oh man, that boy. By the way, I want to get an update on your sound effects record. How's that coming?
I think I forget how many tracks we're up to. Now, have you been
Around
recording
11 or
any
12.
in my absence?
I've recorded one track over and over.
Okay.
We're trying to get the perfect take of it. I believe it's track
track
pouring
11, I think.
pouring a glass of water.
Pouring a glass of water.
Track
yeah.
11,
Yeah.
We've been trying to record that one over and over and over. I think we've done track 12 at some point, but I can't recall what it is.
Yeah. Boy, I want that track 11. Like it nags
It's
at me.
nagging at me. I want to get it perfectly.
I know we can do better.
We can, and we will. And I've looked up haphazard. It is haphazard. There's
thank
no
you.
alternate pronunciation.
I'm glad you took the time out from this recording to check. What would I know about words?
I had an argument with a friend. I will not name him because he is a famous podcaster, but I had an argument maybe 15 years ago with him where on an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Xander said integral a lot. He was saying integral. And this person said, why does he keep mispronouncing this? This is driving me crazy. And I said, I believe it's either integral or integral. It's not integral.
It's certainly not integral.
Certainly not that, but it's either integral or integral. And this person said, no, it's not, and got very upset with me. And then I looked it up in the dictionary and said, see, there's two different pronunciations. And he said, well, my dictionary doesn't have that other one. And he stormed out.
Now you don't want to reveal his name because this guy wrote his own dictionary. This is very exciting.
All right. It's my friend Miriam.
Merriam-Webster?
Yeah, that's him. Brother to Daniel.
My first girlfriend, the first girlfriend I ever had in high school,
Ooh, baby.
I used that word and I pronounced it integral, and she laughed at me.
Laughed at you?
In like the most
I can understand
condescending
laughing
way.
with you.
She had that like this sort of silent laughter, like what an idiot, and she said it's integral, and I did the same fucking thing. I looked it up,
Really?
and I saw there were both pronunciations.
And did you laugh then at
acceptable.
her?
No.
And did you laugh last?
No, I stopped laughing after that, and I haven't laughed since.
What? People have heard you laughing on this podcast several times.
Why does everyone think
Why does
that?
everyone keep saying
It's
that you
so
laugh?
weird.
It's weird because it's not you.
No,
It's Barry down the hall. He comes in here. He laughs.
he just likes hanging out and watching the show.
He's never been on mic before, but he laughs.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long was that relationship?
Oh, I think like
Did it last one more day after you looked up?
one more day.
One more day.
You're clapping like you're in the audience.
I applauded.
Like, oh, he's doing it.
I used to love that when I was in musicals and I was on stage. I would try to applaud when the title of the song came up and someone sang it. So it was like
When you were in the musical?
Yeah. So say this is the first instance that came up, but say I know this is a solo song and no one should be on stage, but during Over the Rainbow, when Dorothy sings it in Wizard of Oz,
Sure.
say I was a farmer who was like the next door neighbor or something, and they had me just out of the spotlight, but pitching, bales of hay
A
or
perfect
something.
time to have distracting extras.
Sure.
Yeah.
But say I would be there and Dorothy would be singing, well, happy little bluebirds flying on, or how's it start? It goes, I wish that I could be inside a place that is not Kansas times away from here. I wish that I could be inside a place that is not mountain time. Is Kansas in mountain time?
I don't know.
I took a stab. Let's
Maybe they're
look it
central
up.
timers.
Let's look it up. Look it up, Scotty. Look it up. Look it up, Scotty. Look it up. Look it up, Scott. It's mountain time. Mountain time. Mountain time.
Mountain time! Congratulations, Kansas. The Mile High City.
So anyway, Dorothy would be out there going blah, 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 bluebirds. And then she would launch into somewhere
Key shift,
over
sure.
the rainbow. And then me, I would go, oh.
As the farmer.
Yeah, and try to applaud it.
Now, did anyone direct these shows and take issue with you doing this on
Nope.
stage?
No, we had no directors. It was a very unique art form where it was plays where we just went out there and did whatever we wanted.
It sounds like utter chouse.
Yep. Chouse.
Acceptable pronunciation.
Is it really chouse?
Nope.
No, I did not think so. But you had me fooled. Okay, so now that I've established what people are going to listen to, I want to hear this story about the 4-year-old girl.
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Also, I can't remember what my other thing was in addition to you and my wife both saying haphazard.
Oh,
there was a second thing, but I can't remember.
No,
what
you
the
said
fuck.
no. You
Oh,
said
about bonus
first
clips.
No, you said first it was haphazard, and then second it's that your wife says haphazard.
No.
Let's check the tape.
Two things. First, you say haphazard, just like my wife. Second, there's something else I want to tell you.
Oh wow, boy, you're right. Hey, we checked the tape, and there it was.
I think it was about the bonus clips.
Yeah, about the bonus. Yeah, it's cheating.
I don't think it is cheating because I think what you were doing.
Well, I will say eating ain't cheating.
Oh, we all know this. EAC. Eating and cheating. I did not have sexual relations.
Hey,
God.
Eating and cheating.
That is just a private joke
Between you and I.
Between you and I that happened in life. It wasn't even recorded anywhere.
I know.
That's not even a reference to anything that anyone could get.
Paul and I do impressions of Bill Clinton saying eating, ain't cheating a lot.
That was at the Vancouver Comedy Festival.
And we just talked about that, and so
I don't know how that came up. We were in a van with a bunch of other comedians. You and I started doing Bill Clinton saying
eating ain't cheating.
And then we were the only ones laughing.
And we have done it now for 10 years, probably.
Yep. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Do you think we owe Patty and Mildred Hill money for that?
No.
Because it's a parody.
Different words.
Satire.
They don't own the tune. They just own the lyrics to Happy Birthday.
Do they really?
Well, because the lyrics to Happy Birthday to You is just that's what makes it different than Good Morning to You.
Oh, that's true. Because it is based on a tune that already exists.
Good Morning to You.
I think it has a like congratulations or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably right. Congratulations.
I'm gonna look it up.
On your birthday.
Happy birthday tune.
I don't remember you looking stuff up so much.
I've decided in 2015 I'm going to look up everything.
You look it up and I will expound on my theory of the bonus clips.
Okay.
I believe the bonus clips are there to say...
For he's a jolly good... No, never.
There are other...
good morning to all. Is that what you said?
That's yeah. I thought it was Good Morning to You, but it's probably Good Morning,
Good morning to all. Good morning to all.
Who's singing this song?
Wake up, you dumb shit.
Hello to the earth.
Good.
I'm an insane person in my home.
Good morning to all by men.
Boom, boom.
I hope that comes back in the new Star Wars. I would love it if J.J. Abrams, and it was not reflected in the new trailer.
No, we saw Black Stormtrooper. Sure. We saw Ball Droid.
Ball Droid.
We saw
Is that Bald Roid?
Yeah, Baldroid. It's a new character.
Baldroid.
Baldroid.
We all remember Lobot.
Absolutely.
Why not Baldroid?
A worthy successor to Lobot. Baldroid. We saw the lightsaber. That's 2 little lightsabers coming out.
What a cute lightsaber
it's
that
adorable.
was, by the way. It really was. But I hope the Cantina Band comes back. I want to know what is going on with the Cantina Band 40 years later.
Here's what I hope. I hope that the movie is very long and the middle part is a documentary on the Cantina Band, like the Eagles documentary.
Yeah, or like, what is it, Gimme Shelter or something? What are those movies? The Long Band Home. What did Martin Scorsese...
The Long Band Home.
What did Martin Scorsese direct about the band?
No, you're right. The Long Band Home.
Okay, I thought it was right.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're just listening to the show for the first time...
Fuck you.
You
That's
hate
essentially
it.
what's being... You hate it. Or do you love it and you'll hate the regular show?
Oh, that's true. If you're thinking, boy, this is the show, I could listen to these two guys all day, you are sorely disappointed once we start these clips.
Let's tie up these dangling threads.
Okay, so...
The bonus clips I feel
Eating
were...
ain't cheating.
They...
Eating ain't cheating.
I did not have sexual urge in that woman.
It depends on what the definition of is.
You know why? Eating ain't cheating. That the bonus clips are clips of shows that almost made it into the best of. They were remarkable shows that everyone enjoyed, but didn't quite make it to best of status.
Well, they originally started as, hey, maybe the whole show doesn't belong in the best of. Maybe it wasn't one of the best episodes, but there was a little moment in it that people find iconic.
A chickadee chunk.
Yeah, a chickadee China, the Chinese chicken.
It's been
a while. So that's how it started. But now I was looking through the list of episodes, and there's just so much good stuff that I kind of felt like, you know what? Let's just do the best episodes.
Let's do the best episodes. The rest of, guess what? All the remaining episodes are bonus clips in their way.
Exactly. Go listen to the bonus clips, meaning the other episodes.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do bonus clips this time. Plus, to be quite frank, normally this time of year, I'm not shooting the TV show, and I have a little more time to investigate these clips.
Now we come down to it.
All right. I've been a little bit busy these past couple of weeks.
Been a little busy.
And I haven't been able to do it. But look, we have normally shows do a top 10. I'm doing a top 15.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
Yeah.
No one does a top 15.
No one these days. In this economy?
I just did a take to an audience that's not there.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Paul looked off to the side as if he was waiting for a laugh that never came.
I did a total Mr. Roper to an empty room. All right, now the other thing, the 4-year-old girl.
Yeah, 4-year-old girl.
She was, she's a delightful little lady, and I'm very fond of her. She was at our house for the first time, and she's doing like so much great little kid stuff, but hopefully not the last. Wait till you hear my chilling tale. She was doing all kinds of adorable little kid stuff, the best. It was great to have her. When at one point she's going behind, we have this big window in the front of our house, has curtains that go down to the floor. So this classic
all the way
little
down
kid,
to the floor.
She is going behind the curtains as if it's
hiding,
like stayed. Yeah, she's hiding.
Hide and seek time.
And then we would all say, "Where'd she go? She's gone."
Do kids realize that adults are patronizing them when they do that? They must find it fun.
Honestly, I think they catch on a little bit. And I think there's a point where they realize they're not like fooled ever. They don't think they're fooling you every time, but they're like, this is great. They're going to keep doing it. This is fantastic.
Right. They know it's a game.
Yes.
They don't really believe that they have disappeared.
Yeah. They're not going like, oh, they fell for it again. I'm just going to the same place. So like the 5th or 6th time.
Sounds interminable.
I went up. I sneaked up to the curtain.
You're a sneak.
And I went from the side and I went, oh, there you are. And she, like, I said it, not like, ugh, but it was sudden. I'm like, oh, there you are. And her first instinct was to laugh. Then it was like she decided she was afraid.
Oh, she let out a blood-curdling scream?
And she started crying. And she was crying for a while. And I felt terrible.
For a while? Let no opportunity be missed.
So I went over to her after she calmed down a little bit. And I said,
so you let her calm down. You didn't try to comfort her. You said, I'm going to wait for this chick to calm down.
I immediately said,
you went and got a drink.
Yeah, I went. Yeah, it's like Mad Men. I gave her a plastic bag to play with. Her parents were comforting her, and I apologized immediately. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was just playing. I didn't mean to scare you." And she did not want to have any part of me at that point. That's a non-apology,
in my opinion. But sorry if you were scared.
If you got scared, I apologize.
I didn't mean to. But if that happened to you.
So then later on, after she was fine, she was having fun again. I said, "Listen, I want to tell you, I'm very sorry that I scared you. I wasn't trying to, and I feel really bad that I scared you." And she said, "That's okay. I just will never play with the curtains ever again."
Oh,
I was like, no, I don't want you to. That's not the lesson. I won't. I promise I won't do that ever again. She's like, no, it's okay.
You should have really promised, made her done it, and then scared her again.
That'd been amazing.
Oh, that would have been so good. You fucked her up for life.
I hope so.
That's a terrible tale.
Yeah. Told by an idiot.
Signifying nothing.
The Bard. Bard living. Do-do-do-do-do. Bard living. Do-do-do-do-do. Bard living. Do-do-do-do-do.
Everybody's Bard living
tonight. I decided it should be tonight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, even though it is the morning.
Threads sewn up.
Let me describe, if people are listening, what we did. We put...
If they're listening.
If you're not, you're going to
You're
miss
not
it.
listening. You're missing a description. It's happening anyway.
Hey, if someone describes something and no one's listening, does it ever happen?
Oh, you blew my fucking mind.
Am I high right now? So what happened was at the end of the year, and not the end of the calendar year. We usually do it around Thanksgiving, about when Paul scared this little girl half to death.
Yeah, at the very same time.
Right. We put up a list of all of the episodes that have occurred within the 52-week period that people are voting on of 2014, and
From roughly this time the previous year, right?
Thanksgiving to Thanksgiving is how we normally do it.
Yeah.
We put all of them up, and the listeners are invited to choose their top 10 favorite episodes, and we put those through the computer. And there are a lot of computers involved. The listeners do it on a computer. Yeah. I check it on a computer. There is
that paper tape comes out.
Certainly.
Don't ask the computer to define love because it'll make it start to like pop and sizzle and spark.
That's the one thing. If you own a MacBook Air or something, please do not do that. The MacBook, the Apple Store is tired of people coming in here going, "Oh, I asked my computer to define love."
I was told
no
Apple Care would cover this problem.
That's all I want my computer to do. So, what am I trying to say? People know how voting works. Why do I go through this every year?
You know what, Scott? I don't know if people know how voting works because our system is broken.
I would rather live on my feet than die on my knees.
I would Yeah, me too. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Because being on your knees kind of hurts after a while.
Yeah.
After a while. So people vote.
Yeah.
And we're taking you through the top 15 here.
Are you sure it's always people who are voting?
That's true. There could be some
keyboard cats out there. They walk across the laptop.
Blink, blunk, blink. By the way, a lot of hanging chads this year.
Oh, I'd rather hang a chad than chang a had.
That's true. Not a lot of people campaigned this year. Lauren Lapkus did, you did, and Pam Murphy did. And I think that we'll see that is reflected in the votes.
Lapkus.
Not a fan?
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that girl.
First of all, in her last name, there's a part of the body in it.
Yeah.
And
a thing that you do.
To that certain part of the body.
Sure. You cuss it.
Eating ain't cheating. No, kiss.
Oh. I was going by the spelling.
Oh.
Yeah. Cussing ain't fussing.
So I believe Pam must have tweeted, "Hey, come vote for some episodes because it got a late search." By the way, let me tell people, if you're listening for the first time, what the structure of the show is. When you listen to Comedy Bang Bang, usually what happens is we have a celebrity guest on.
Oh, thank you.
And then we talk to the celebrity guest for a while, and then and then we have. And then we have other guests who are lesser known, but they're interesting people. And to be quite frank, we have an open door policy in the show, and weirdos walk in here.
A lot of weirdos.
A lot of strange people this year, I've noticed.
People are strange.
The show, well, when you're a stranger.
Faces seem ugly.
When you're alone. Come on, and touch me, babe. Don't you know that I am not afraid? What was that promise that you made? Won't you tell me what she said? What was that promise that you made? You can never get through that part. Fun.
The worst. That song is terrible. It's really a terrible song.
It sounds like elevator music. It was atypical. We've talked about this, I'm sure, but it's an atypical Doors song. Normally, they're all spacey and bam, come on, baby.
They're all terrible, though.
They're all terrible.
Yeah.
Although I do feel, and I talked about this on Twitter the other day, I wonder if ever when those guys were playing, those four guys in the Doors, if they ever felt like they were, I don't know, communicating with some sort of higher power or you know, that the four of them as individual players, they were fine, but when they got together, something mystical happened. I don't know.
Well, you know, I mean, they were one of the things they were trying to do with their music, and I give them credit for this.
Sure.
They're trying to open the doors of perception.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Aldous Huxley once talked about. Did you say ho?
I almost threw up.
You hate Aldous Huxley.
No, it's a post-hypnotic suggestion I got one time.
Hey, Paul, Brave New World.
Oh, why? I went to a hypnotist
Because you never wanted to read those books?
Yeah.
I have to say, oh, Jesus Christ.
I cry when I cough sometimes.
I believe we have been going for a half an hour now. We have not gotten to our first clip.
No.
So we should get to it.
Okay.
You're wearing a tiny little flower on your lapel.
I'm wearing a tiny little flower.
Is it a real flower or is it
not a real flower. It's made of fabric, so I can wear it all year long, and
is
it
it
will
part
never die.
of the coat when you bought it?
No.
Interesting.
No.
Does it travel from coat to coat, or is
It
this the only
travels
coat
from
on which
coat-
it resides?
It travels from coat to coat.
Well, how exciting
You
for
see,
it.
it fastens by means of a button sewn into the back.
A little button.
So I can remove it and place it at my will.
Now, you should write a children's book about that flower
I
because
already
it
have.
right?
It's called The
Oh, you-
Traveling Button Flower.
Wow, you brought it here.
Yes, here it is.
Let's read from it.
Absolutely. Just open this up. Sorry, I meant
A lot of loose pages in this children's book.
I meant to bind the pages together, but I haven't misplaced my glue pot. The Little Traveling Button Flower. Oh, what a day it was. The sun was shining, the birds were chirping, the moon was there for some reason. What's happening? Are these the end times? That's as far as I've gotten.
What? That's a lot of pages, by the way. A lot of loose pages.
I wrote them out very big, the words.
It's always good to raise the specter of the end times. First page in a children's book.
I think kids need to know.
Yeah,
That's why I scared that girl behind the curtain. Kids need to know there's danger around every corner.
Oh, my goodness. Number 13.
Oh, now some say this is an unlucky clip.
So listen at your own peril.
Better throw a pinch of salt over your shoulder, you food waster.
Try to have some food over your shoulder, though. That way you don't waste it.
Exactly. Yeah, you know what? If you made
If you're
like,
a superstitious sort,
if you made yourself a savory stew,
certainly.
I think that having a wide bowl of stew behind you is a good idea.
I think if you're a chef and you're grabbing little pinches of salt and you're putting it, why not just throw it over your shoulder into the stovepiot?
You know what? Have fun with it and make yourself like, you know, those.
Do what I do.
Do what I do. I direct traffic sometimes. And I like to have fun with it. So I dance
Some
around.
Steven
I come up
Soderbergh
with
type here, directing
stylized-
traffic.
Oh, why?
Why?
Why me? Why anybody?
Sorry to interrupt.
Do you think that makes Nancy Kerrigan a very selfless person? That when she was hit in the knee by Jeff Gillooly, and she says, "Why me?" Then she immediately says, "Why anybody?"
Did she?
Yeah.
I don't know this.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the clip. Was it on camera?
It was on camera. Yeah. Why
He
me?
did this on camera?
Why anybody? Well, the aftermath was captured on camera. He'd like call a press conference. So, if without further ado, I would like to go ahead and hit this girl in the knee.
Oh my God. Okay, so it wasn't on camera. This is just her press conference that she said, "Why me? Why anybody?"
This was.
I don't
it was
recall this.
Right after.
This is 25 years ago, right?
Right at. Oh, is it? That's
think
crazy.
so.
Right after she got hit, there were cameras. So there must have been some press event that was going
Okay.
on. And so somebody had, because this is camera phone.
Right.
So this was like an actual news camera
Right.
that's capturing this. And she's on the ground. She's holding her knee. And she's crying in pain. Saying, why me? Why anybody?
Anybody. Well, it's good that she, thinks globally, acts locally.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. She
You know.
acted locally and she had Jeff Gillooly assassinated.
What a weird story that is.
Really
isn't
weird.
it?
Really, really weird.
I would love to see a TV movie about this. I mean, it's
They
so
must have
interesting.
made one.
Oh, they probably did. So interesting to go try to break someone's leg
Yeah.
because she's a good skater.
Yeah. I'm going to.
You're gonna
Much like the audience is a 4-year-old girl at Thanksgiving, I'm going to pull back the curtain.
Oh no! Don't do it.
And J.W. Stillwater, of course, is me. And of course, the origin of that character was a voice that I did just out of nowhere for 2 seconds on one of these best of episodes.
Right. What? Yeah, because we heard a siren.
Yeah.
And you just said, y'all heard them sirens?
Y'all hear them sirens? And so I don't know why that's stuck in my brain.
Also,
but because we talked about it at the time.
We talked about it, and I think people wrote to you saying, hey, that's a great new character. You should do it. And 3 weeks later, you did it for the first time at a big, important live show. You told me you were going to do it. I was kind of like, this is a live show with lots of fans. I wonder if shouldn't we be doing something that like is one of their faves or something? But that's what I love about you, Paul, is you're not one to rest on your laurels. You have created great new characters this entire time, the entire 5.5 years now that we've been doing this show. You keep pushing yourself and not just doing the thing that people expect from you and the same old thing.
Well, that is important to me because I feel like it as a performer, this stuff can become stale after a while.
Much like bread.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, bread does become stale after a while.
Why don't you keep your bits in some sort of a pantry?
I wish I had, like you have a bread box. I wish I had a box that I could keep my characters in.
Would it have to be bigger or smaller than a bread box?
It would have to be bigger than a bread box.
Certainly. Because they're human beings.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've never seen a loaf of bread that's the size of a human being, although I would like to.
I would like to be baked inside a loaf of bread.
And then given to a prisoner?
Yeah, given to a prisoner. That's cakes, I think. Isn't it strictly cakes?
That's Cake Boss's bailiwick.
Who?
Oh, never mind. But you do a lot of characters on the show.
But this year has been important to me. A thing that I wanted to do this year, and that was the beginning of it, was to create characters that were not based on actual people and just completely make somebody up. And so that was to me, I thought twice about doing it at a live show, a character that no one had ever seen before.
But the third time you thought about it, you said, hey, let's do it.
Yeah. I thought twice, then I thought 3 times. The third time made all the difference.
Good advice. Think 3 times before you do anything.
3 times before you do anything.
This is episode, in your countdown, number 12. Number 12.
I like you to say, in your countdown, like you're an alien. By the way, you measure episodes of this program.
I'm sort of saying it too, like, well, this wouldn't be my number 12. But hey, you pick this shit.
Well, once again, the audience got it wrong.
We've been, Paul, sort of pulling back the curtain a lot on this. We don't traditionally do that, but I feel like sometimes, since these are the first episodes that people hear, they're trying to figure out what the show is.
Exactly.
So it's good for us to sort of pull back the curtain and talk about the actual performers who do a lot of the work on this show.
Yeah, because there's morons listening to this with their finger up their fucking noses.
And their butts. Got one in their nose, one in their butt.
Yeah.
They're like, let's see what I can get out of these things.
Yeah. Sitting there drooling, buck-toothed morons, idiots.
They pop their fingers out of their butts their nose, and then they put it together and they mash whatever they got. So it's like a booger shit mashup.
Booger shit mashup.
Booger shit mashup. Booger shit mashup. Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
And I have, of course...
I'm crying. I saw a murder.
Why do you say ho, ho, ho's?
No, I'm crying.
Santa does sneak down our chimneys. I would imagine, how many murders do you think Santa has seen over the hundreds of years that he's done this?
It never occurred to me that, of course, it just stands to reason.
He has to have seen quite a few people taking shit.
What does he do? Well, in their living room?
I'm sure people
down the chimney.
You take a shit with your bathroom door open sometimes, don't you?
No.
You never have?
No. Well,
if you're alone at the house, why close?
A gentleman never tells.
So I'm sure he's seen.
That's a weird floor plan, though. There's your chimney, your fireplace, and then directly
across,
there's a direct line to your open bathroom.
I'm sure there's some dude
and the toilet facing the door.
He's taking a shit. All of a sudden, look, who cares?
No, it's all of a sudden.
Well, what's it mean? Who cares? It's not like couldn't care less.
Good point. Why have language?
No, but it's made up.
Blee, blah, blue, blue. You understand what I'm saying?
Look, I know you're a stickler for that, but that particular one is made up.
Here's why I'm a stickler. It doesn't offend me that you say it incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned for you sounding stupid.
I have, ever since it was brought to my attention that it was incorrect. And by the way, my parents say it, which is why I say it.
Oh, I know. Apple didn't fall far from the tree.
My parents were simple country folk.
Yeah.
But ever since it was brought to my attention, I have to say 90% of the people say it the way I say it. I hear it all the time.
Can I say you're the only person I know who says it that way?
I hear it all the time.
I bet you do.
I'm attuned to it now.
Bet you do.
Who cares anyway? But suddenly I'm trying.
Grow. Gling glang?
Suddenly, someone's taking a shit. Suddenly, Santa.
Oh, yeah, let's get back to this for sure.
Santa comes down the chimney, and the guy on the toilet, bare ass naked, probably goes, whoopsie. And then he's got to let one go. Ploop, splash. And there's Santa just staring him in the eyes. How many times must that have happened?
You don't think Santa looks away? You don't think he goes,
Oh, I'm sorry.
How many bicycles has he seen being put together by an angry dad going, God damn it, how do you put this thing together?
why wouldn't... So in this reality, Santa is real, but the dad still has to buy and assemble the bike.
Yeah, of course, Santa's in charge.
Oh, he just oversees it?
Put that together. Oh, why don't you get the instructions out?
And how many murders has he seen?
Countless.
Countless, because the holidays are a very electrically charged atmosphere.
That's right.
A lot of emotions. That's why there's so many suicides.
Christmas, I think, is the biggest murder day. Well, Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas
yeah,
Eve,
exactly. Yeah. I think, between the hours of 10 p.m. Christmas Eve and 4 a.m. Christmas Day, there are more murders per capita than any day.
So last night, a ton of murders.
Yeah, so hope you didn't wake up dead.
We're lucky to be alive.
We are. Whew! Pew! By the way, I'm shooting a gun at you. Pew!
Oh,
pew!
I thought you were trying to communicate.
No, I'm
with,
trying to murder
a language
you.
that doesn't matter.
Pew! Pew! Hey, come on, Paul. 11 through 15, all worthy and all could have been in the top 10, but they weren't voted.
But you know what, man? I mean, if you're not in the top 10, you might as well be living on that garbage island in the ocean.
Living on garbage island, in the middle of the ocean,
out by the sea.
down by the sea.
Yeah, the ocean's down by the sea.
Some of them are.
Yes, some of them are.
Yep.
The Indian Ocean is by
Sure.
the Dead Sea.
And the Sea of Tranquility.
Oh, moon times.
This episode is notable for the inaugural appearance of another person who's made a couple appearances on the show this year. That is, of course, director Len Wiseman,
Directed the Underworld pictures.
the Underworld franchise.
That's right.
Now, I've heard of a Subway franchise.
Oh,
What were you singing?
like these eyes.
Oh, what
That's
about
like a little song?
She's got
little song thing.
franchise.
No.
Like Betty Davis eyes.
No, I was doing it like, I forget who sang that song.
What
the
song
Guess
is it?
Who franchise.
I guess. I don't know it. I've already said I don't know it.
You don't
That's
know These Eyes by the Guess Who?
I don't.
These Eyes. It's like that, but I put the word franchise
Hey,
in there.
19.
The Cuervo Gold.
That song is sickening.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Do you think Steely Dan knew they were disgusting, or were they just honestly singing about what they were going through?
That's a real question for the ages. Did Steely Dan know they were disgusting? I don't think that they did.
I don't know.
But I do think that they realized it later and didn't care.
Hey, let's win a Grammy in 20 years for a record that we...
Oh, hey, we're disgusting. So what?
Who cares?
Shrug.
Hey, Steely,
Yeah, Dan?
let's get together and make some tunes.
Yeah, all right.
Let's call each other Dan Steely.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I am.
Let's be disgusting all over again.
The Cuervo
Gold, the fine Colombian makes tonight a wonderful thing. When they sing about the fine Colombian, are they talking about cocaine?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, what? Oh, the finer things in life. We're going to have some tequila, a cocaine party.
And then I'm going to fuck a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
And not relate to her.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what that
She
song
doesn't
is
know
about.
Aretha Franklin. Anyway.
Anyway, this is sex party season, and Len Wiseman Okay, let me explain what's happening. If you've been listening to the show over the past few years, Gillian Jacobs has a long, tortuous relationship with director Gary Marshall.
It's on again, off again.
Director and creator of Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Mork and Mindy. And you met him this year.
Yes, I did.
I've seen the picture, but where did you meet him?
I met him.
Ooh, sound effects.
Track 14?
Track 14, I believe. Let's hear a little bit of track 11, though.
Oh, sure. You want to hear track 11?
Yeah, play a little 11 if you would. Ooh, that's track 14 mixed with track 11.
Mashup.
Very nice.
I think we're almost there. I want to listen back to this later, but I think that might be
So a 15-track sound effect record?
That might be the definitive track 11.
That might be, yeah.
No, just track 11 I'm talking about.
Oh,
we
okay.
still have those other tracks. We're
trying to make
nail down.
99 on this CD.
Yeah, that's right.
We're only up to 15. So where did you meet Gary Marshall?
At a table read for the animated Netflix program BoJack Horseman.
Of which you are a cast member.
Of which I am a cast member.
Fantastic.
And he was there. I did not know he was going to be there until
Did he create
the morning of. He did not create this one.
So he goes ahead and he appears on shows he did not create.
Yeah.
Very magnanimous of him.
This one, Louis.
That one about trying to find good directors, the reality show. That Janet Varney was a cast member?
The Lot.
The Lot.
Right?
Yeah,
I think
that was it.
called
That was
The
it.
Lot.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Now, you met him. He appeared on the show. Is that what it was?
Yes,
did
he was doing a voice on the show.
And you found out about him.
I found out that morning he was going to be there, and I was really nervous about it.
Because
I didn't know if because let's face it, let's be honest here.
Let's be honest. Gary Marshall is one of your beloved characters.
He's one of my beloved characters. I beloved him. And so I thought someone would perhaps have told him that I do this.
Yeah, or might let it slip in front of him.
Yes,
or,
like on purpose to embarrass me.
Yeah, or said, oh, by the way, Paul does an impression of you.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, all of A said, whatever. You have to do it.
All of Agree Grew. No one did that.
Thankfully.
And afterwards,
I would
and
if I were there.
He was, of course you would have. He was hilarious at the table read.
Yep.
He was perfect. Because a lot of people, sometimes you see people at these things and you think, oh, it's just reading. It's not that difficult. Like you don't have to even give full performance, but
vowels, consonants, just do them in order.
Yes. Exactly. Some people are not good at table reads. They don't do a good job. They don't get like where emphasis should go.
Sure, they
things
read
like
it
that.
very flat.
Yeah, if like a word is underlined, that means you're supposed to emphasize that word.
I guess so. Although I don't like being told what to do.
Okay, Christopher Walken. So he was great. He was hilarious. And afterwards, I thought I got to get a picture with him because I am a genuine fan of him.
Oh yeah,
as a guy. Yeah. First of all those TV shows meant the world to me when I was a kid.
Of course, yeah.
The world to me.
I met Henry Winkler recently, and I didn't get a chance to tell him how much I loved Happy Days. But who I did get a chance to tell was Robin Williams. He and I did a show together a few years back. And during the show, because it was Jeff Garland's show, Combo Platter, we were all supposed to tell stories based upon a word from the audience. One of the words led me into talking about Mork and Mindy and the
was the word Mork?
It may have been. I'm not. It was something like that, where it was, "Hey, Robin Williams is doing the show. Let's say something that's like that."
Shazbot.
Yeah, it was Shazbot. And I said, "Please, sir, language." But I got to tell the story of how I watched that Happy Days episode where Mork was introduced and how much it meant to me, and how the entire next day, while I was doing errands with my mom, I was recounting every single detail of what happened in that episode because she hadn't seen it. Remember when you used to do that with your parents?
She hadn't seen it. Yeah, you would. It was so
every
exciting.
movie you saw.
Describe what you just saw.
Yeah,
yes.
in detail. And my mother was very, very just encouraged that all the time, which I can't believe. How boring must that have been for her? But hear a little kid tell...
That's very sweet.
It probably took longer than watching the actual 22-minute or 23-minute episode.
For sure.
So I remember doing this all throughout all of our errands, and we ended up in a hardware store, and I finally told the last few elements of the story in the checkout line. And the checkout woman, who, as I remember, it was an old woman, but I bet she was 30.
This withered old crone.
She smiled at my mom and me and said, "Sounds like someone saw Happy Days last night."
Oh!
And but I just remember that so much, and that show meant the world to me. And so I told that story, and Robin Williams, kind of in his shy way, and I had met him a few times up to this point, and never had incredibly long discussions with him, but he just was sort of said, "Oh, I'm sorry," like he was embarrassed about Mork and Mindy or something, but it was very kind, and then there's a picture of him with his hand on my knee as we were sitting next to each other, like he reached over to pat me, but it looks like he just has his hand on my knee. But anyway, and of course that happened this year. Of course, the story about him. I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but it was. I choose to remember the good times.
Did you think that there were people listening to this going like, "Does he know?
Does he know?" Paul should tell him. No, but Robin was a great guy, and
yeah, he was.
In any case, why did we start talking about that? Oh, Gary Marshall.
Gary Marshall, yeah. So I went up and I asked him for a picture, and he's like,
"Of course, son."
Yeah, he's like, "Sure, we could do a selfie, whatever you want."
You said
he said selfie. It killed me. And then he told me like, "I'm wearing my red sweater because I'm going to a Christmas party in Burbank later on."
So the sweater needed explanation. Like, I wouldn't normally wear a sweater. Was it that color? Like, was it a sweater in general?
Maybe. I felt like he wanted to explain, like, I'm a little dressed up.
Okay.
Because I'm going to a party.
Right.
I don't know. Like,
in Burbank.
I think he was just making small talk with me till the picture was done.
Yeah.
But he was very sweet, and he was very complimentary, and he was exactly the way I've always imagined him to be.
Him in Lost in America, one of the greatest scenes.
Like Santa Claus.
The desert inn has heart. The desert inn has heart. Our conversation is over.
Who is that?
I'm just trying to do your impression of him.
I love playing around with Gillian. I think she's terrific.
She's so
and
funny.
she's always up for it, and she brings so much to it, and she's
know
like
her.
fearless about it,
I didn't really know her. I met her at one party that my wife had. Talked to her for a bit. wife.
Sad wife bone?
Sad wife bone. That's when you have sex with your wife to cheer her up?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
My wife. Now I had, and I don't know why, but no, I had met her at two parties. I met her at I have to admit, I met her at a different party before that one, where a person I was with, I was very embarrassed by him because he was, I believe, hitting on her shamelessly, and not being that charming about it.
Right.
It was, I believe, the second party we had gone to on a 4th of July. And I remember being sort of embarrassed by this guy I didn't really know all that well. So I'd only known her a couple of times, and then I just said, hey, it was through the Thrilling Adventure Hour guys, because she had done that show several times. And I said I was looking for a guest. And they said, why don't you try Gillian? She's great. And so I threw it out there, and she's so up and game for doing stuff. She immediately said yes, and then has become one of the best guests on this show.
And a fan favorite, if I may be so bold as to proclaim her
Please
such.
don't. Please don't.
May I?
No.
Please, may I be so bold?
I'll allow it just this once.
Fan favorite!
All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, we will crack in. We're going to crack the top nine. We'll release the Kraken. We'll be right back. Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you all got something good. If you got some sort of new iPhone or an iPod or something, and the first thing you did was listen to this show, well,
God bless you.
If you haven't got a hey penny,
well, God bless you.
God bless you as well. Yeah. Also, if you sneeze,
do you think
God bless you?
Do you think that is meant sarcastically?
I think so.
Like, if you haven't
we've talked about it.
Have we? Yeah. I know it's come up before.
We talked about it on this best of last year.
Okay, fair enough. I think I can't. I guess I need an app. Oh no!
Oh, we are so far up our own buttholes.
No. Oh my God!
All right.
Now it starts to feel like it's a disorder. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
this whole podcast feels like a disorder to me.
Well,
like, what am I trying to prove? Like, what sort of mental illness am I trying to cure by doing this show?
Are you trying to cure it? You're trying to exorcise your
demon?
Well,
this city is a disease, I will say, and I'm the cure.
Marion Cobretti? Cobretti.
Cobretti, I know.
Ugh, drives me crazy.
Yeah, I know. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll release the Kraken again. We'll crack into your top 8.
Wait, when did we put the Kraken back in its pen?
We never do. There's so many Krakens running around here.
There's more. I thought it was just the Kraken.
What I mean to say is the Kraken that I'm about to release. It's not just the titular Kraken.
The eponymous Kraken?
Fuck you.
No. Let's just release it all of a Kraken. You're giggling a lot.
I know. I like it. I enjoy doing these shows.
You know what? I do too.
Why else would we do it?
I've really been looking forward to it.
Yes. Why else would we do it? I mean, we could close up shop right now. But we enjoy it. What was that?
I don't know. There was a weird noise.
Engineer Cody Sam slipped out the back jack. He didn't mean to be coy, Roy, but...
Okay.
All right. This is, on the countdown, this is episode 8.
Number 8.
It's not episode 8, it's number 8 on the countdown. Anyway.
Episode 8 will be going way back.
Yeah, boy. Probably not a great episode. Not a grepisode, I would say, going all the way back to 8.
That's back to the days of
Comedy Death Ray.
Comedy Death Ray, 101 point whatever.
Well, why was it? What did we used to be on?
105.4?
105, the Ducket?
98.7?
Something like that.
Body temperature.
98 degrees.
98.6.
This is episode 283. Can you guess which one this is, Paul?
I can.
Okay, then do it.
Yeah.
283. Remember, the last we heard was 263. That was the first episode of the year. So we're talking 20 eps later.
20 eps later.
I was doing bonus eps around here, so you can probably say I was doing
what
five bonus eps every month. So I was doing about 5 per month.
You were doing a lot.
Yeah. So if you're saying you've gone through 5 in January, 5 in February, 5 in March, 5 in April, so this is probably the end of April.
April.
What does the end of April mean to Comedy Bang Bang? It's our anniversary!
Anniversary show!
This is the
Happy anniversary to you.
It's perfect.
Ugh. This was the 5th anniversary show.
Hard to believe.
Hard to believe that we would do this so many years and in a row.
Oh, yeah. Not taking breaks.
No.
But all
Not
in a row.
taking 3 years on, 3 years off.
Not taking sabbaticals.
One for me, one for them.
Yeah, you do this other podcast that's super smart.